Hey, what's going on everyone? It's Lewis here from hostsorter.com, and in today's video I'm going to be talking about what exactly is shared web hosting and whether or not it's the right type of web hosting for your new website. So let's get stuck in. Also, if you stay tuned to the end of this video, I'll be giving you my top recommended shared web hosting provider that I actually use for my own personal website, and I'll also give you a juicy discount that will give you a lot of money off if you choose to sign up with them. Okay, let's get stuck in. So before I jump into what exactly is shared web hosting, I'll first cover the basics of what is web hosting first off. So in a nutshell, web hosting is the system of storing your files online in a data center from a web hosting provider. So this data center or servers works in the exact same way as a filing cabinet. So you store your files in the filing cabinet, and anytime someone wants to access that filing cabinet, or in this case a server, they send a request to the server for that information for it to come to their computer or cell phone device. And this is the flow of information over the internet, and just the destination of that information has to come from somewhere. And this is where a web hosting provider comes in. And there are many web hosting providers out there. Some of the big names are Bluehost, SiteGround, HostGator, WP Engine, just to name a few. And they all provide different services, some being shared web hosting, which is one of the most affordable options for people just starting out with a new website. And then there's VPS web hosting and dedicated web hosting, which essentially give you more size and also go up in price every time you step up a tier. Okay, so that's web hosting out of the way. So now let's dive into what exactly is web hosting. So shared web hosting is just that. You're essentially sharing a single server with maybe hundreds, or in some cases thousands, of other clients, which enable you to get really affordable prices for web hosting your website. But you don't have to pay those extravagant prices that come with VPS or dedicated web hosting. Another way I like to think of shared web hosting is that, say you have one apartment in an apartment building of say 200. So you still get the creature comforts of living in a larger house, some luxurious goods, your own bedroom, but it's just not as expensive as say leasing or purchasing a say 5-bedroom house, which will cost you a lot more, a lot to maintain, and if it's just for yourself, it'll be a lot of overkill. So this is where shared web hosting comes in to frame, as it's a really value-packed option for those starting maybe a new blog, a small business website, an affiliate website, or pretty much any new website where you're just starting out, you're not exactly sure how much data you'll be using, and so on. So now that we've established that shared web hosting is a really good and affordable option to get online, some other things worth considering are the amount of traffic a website hosted on a shared web hosting plan can get, the speeds, the uptime, and also customer support. So for my own personal experience, I've used shared web hosting plans, and I still do to this day. Even my very own website, hostsorter.com, is hosted with Bluehost, and it's on their shared web hosting plan. And if you'd like to get a discounted link, I'll put one down below in the description. And I also host many other websites on this plan. There's different tiers you can choose which allow you to host unlimited websites. So for myself personally, I have several websites hosted on my Bluehost account, and currently I receive around 100 to 150,000 visitors per month distributed across these websites. So shared web hosting for me has been a really good option, as it allows me to keep my expenses low for my businesses, while also receiving those high amounts of traffic. So when it comes to speeds on shared web hosting plans, from my own experience with my websites, I get speed times of well below 1 second, which is really good for a shared web hosting plan. And for myself personally and many others, if it loads over 2 seconds, then people just really won't be interested in your website, as it's just a poor indication of quality. So as long as your website is loading under 1 second on a shared web hosting plan, then that's a really good base level to start from. So when it comes to uptime for shared web hosting plans, from my own experience, I've received uptimes of 99.99% on these plans. And pretty much uptime is the amount of time in which your website is successfully online. So say, for example, you have a downtime of 2%, which means you have an uptime of 98%. While this might seem pretty good, your website is actually down for 2% of the whole entire year. So when you add up the numbers over 365 days, your website is actually down for about 5 days, which can mean a massive loss in traffic, leads, and sales, depending on the website that you are looking to make. So as for customer service with shared web hosting plans, I've found them to be pretty good. You still receive the same customer support as you would with a VPS or dedicated server. You're still speaking to the same representatives, especially if you choose a larger company like Bluehost or HostGator. So if you're interested in shared web hosting, I'll actually put a link down below in the description to the plan that I personally use for my websites and that I'm using currently for my website hostsorter.com, and that's with Bluehost, and I've been using them for a few years now, and I've been very happy with their service. And if you'd also like to look around for more web hosting providers in the market, if you're not exactly sure which one you want to go with, if you actually search in the Google search bar, web hosting comparison, followed by hostsorter.com, my website will come up in the #1 position, and then you can see my massive comparison table where I've compared 8 of the best web hosts pretty much in the industry, and you can compare what specific needs apply to your website and budget. So hopefully this video has helped you to better understand shared web hosting and whether it's the right option for your new website. If you've got any questions with anything else, please put a comment down below and I'll be happy to help you out. And as always, thanks for watching. I'll see you all in the next one.